The reason we went was to really witness everyday lives of the Palestinian people in the occupied territories. You read about this, you watch these things, and you hear about this. Until you go there, you do not get a reality. And we just saw a glimpse of the life of a normal Palestinian person every single day. And it was absolutely heartbreaking and devastating to see. And for me, it's amplified the need for expediency. We must do something as international agents and international countries, especially Britain, with its historic links to Israel and the Palestinian regions, to make effective change. The time for words is over. We have to make changes, and we want our government now to stop talking and to recognize the Palestinian people for self-determination, however that may look, whether it's one state or two state. But the Palestinian people must have the right for self-determination. We must recognize the state of Palestine, and we must start imposing economic, military, and cultural sanctions on Israel until it starts abiding by international law. Yeah, so whilst we were going in, the week before, two of my colleagues were not allowed into the country, and at this stage, my colleague, who was a few steps ahead of me in the queue, was sent back. I was let in after about 10 minutes questioning, and then he was allowed to come back in again. Sorry, your second question was? So they were so aggressive that, again, it's something that you read about. They are walking with such bravado and confidence. One, because they have a gun on their shoulders, which they are openly and freely able to walk with. They have the support and the collaboration of either the Israeli police force or Israeli soldiers who are supporting them in the background with a gun, whether that's in Al-Aqsa compound, whether that's where animals are grazing, or whether they are just walking and looking at people's houses, telling the people who we were staying with for a little while that we will take this house. Why will you take this house? Because God has given me this house. Where will the Arabs go? They can go wherever they want. So they have this confidence. So they're not just saying this, they believe this.
Yes. So the purpose was that for someone who had no experience of going to the region at all, to get an impression myself of what was actually happening on the ground. I mean, I've heard a lot about it prior to my visit, and indeed it was well worth me going, in the sense that I hadn't fully appreciated just how segregated and discriminated the Palestinians were, how put upon, how the Israelis had clearly limited their life and life chances in the West Bank, and the pressure, intimidation and threats which they were constantly having to live with on every day.